Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session on how to use personalized video messaging to stand out, earn trust, and ultimately generate more business in the. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session on how to use personalized video messaging to stand out, earn trust, and ultimately generate more business in the virtual age. My name is Tyler Lessard. I am the Chief Video Strategist here at Vidyard. And over the last number of years, I have had the opportunity to live in this world of video technology and its evolution from being a brand awareness and social media tool for marketing teams to now being a way that account reps, loan officers, brokers, agents, and anybody else in customer-facing roles can connect with their audiences, can create more personal connections, can communicate their messages in more important, more relevant, and more visual ways when we can't be there in person. And I am really, really excited to talk to you about this here today. And you're going to walk away with very specific ideas on how you and folks on your teams can start using video messaging as part of your own communication patterns in today's world and start doing it right away with tools that are freely available. So this isn't theory, this isn't strategy. This is about real tactics that you can start taking advantage of today to genuinely change the way you communicate with customers tomorrow. So let's dive right into it. And I want to share with you a little bit of the challenge that's leading to this need and opportunity around the use of video for more than just Zoom calls, but for other forms of one-to-one communication. Now, this chart, I probably don't have to go through this. All of you know this. You've been living it. You've been breathing it. You've probably heard about it 20 times here at this conference. How the world of financial services and frankly, all the different markets have changed over the last 2 years as we've moved more and more into a remote first, virtual first business environment and the impacts that the pandemic has had on us. Now, the reality is most sales and account teams have struggled over the last couple of years from a performance perspective. The exception of some industries where they've seen a lot of growth. In a lot of markets, and including financial services, we have seen some pullback. And in fact, more than 50% of sales teams have reported lower performance than their pre-pandemic times. And this is forcing us to rethink how it is that we engage our customers, right? As the market continues to build back, reality is the way we're engaging them is going to change going forward. We're not just going to go back to the way we were. We know that more and more interactions are going to be virtual. We got to figure out how do we lean into that? How do we not just accept it and allow it to happen, but how do we actually embrace it? And how do we adapt the way that we communicate to be personal, to be visual, to be engaging in a world where most interactions are digital? And that's what gets me so excited about video. And you'll actually see on the chart here on the right, not only is performance been a struggle for a lot of folks, but also building and expanding the relationships. And these are all things that we need to be hyper aware of as we think about how we adapt our processes going forward. Now, one of the things that I've seen people make the big mistake of is that as we move into this virtual first world and we say, oh my goodness, everything is going to digital communication. We're not seeing people as frequently as we did in person. And so the output of that is we're going to send more emails and we're going to do more Zoom calls and more video calls. Well, there are some problems with that, right? While doing more video calls is absolutely important and is something we need to be thinking about as we go forward, it's not always an option, right? They're not the most efficient use of time. And, both sides, there may be some hesitation to getting on calls frequently. On the flip side, sending more emails isn't solving the problem in any way, shape, or form. In fact, we've seen over the last 18 months some interesting data here from one organization reporting on their first-party data during the pandemic was HubSpot. And what they found is over the course of the pandemic, the number of emails being sent by financial services reps that use HubSpot as a platform has gone up more than 3 times compared to pre-pandemic standards. So they're sending 3 times more emails as a way to try to keep the communication open when they can't be there in person. But at the same time, response rates, that's the downside of this chart, have gone way down. They've gone down almost 60%. So they're sending way more emails and people are reading much less as a result. So sending more emails isn't the solution. We got to think differently in this new world and how we embrace some of these new ideas, these new technologies to get in front of people in ways that still help us build the relationship and just don't over-exhaust them with communications that, frankly, they're not even interested in looking at. Which brings us to the world of video. And coming into this, you may have thought a talk about video would really center around video conferencing, video calling, and video production. But in fact, I'm not going to talk about any of those here. I'm going to talk about this new communication technique, which is the simple idea of recording and sending video messages using your webcam, using a screen share, as a way to deliver information to your prospects and customers, which we are now seeing growing rapidly in terms of usage within the financial services market. Let me give you a little bit of a visual to emphasize what we're talking about here. We all know emails on the left-hand side that look like what you see here, right? This right up here. I mean, those are the emails we write and receive every day ad nauseum. And as we said, there are 3 times more of these being sent by sales reps than there were pre-pandemic, and 60% less of them being opened. But take a look at the email on the right-hand side of your screen. That is an example of an email that includes a personalized video message. Now, this is still a new concept for most people. It's not for my kids, right? They're doing stuff like this all the time. They're using various tools and apps to record quick videos, send them out to their friends, share them with their communities. They become very adept at that. But us in the business world, it still hasn't yet become common practice. But therein lies the opportunity right now. It's very different. It stands out compared to those text-based emails that we're used to getting. They invoke a very different feeling and a very different response when people not only open it and see a video there that they know somebody has recorded for them to deliver a message. And in fact, we recently did a neuroscience study. We partnered with an organization called B2B Decision Labs, who did a neuroscience brain study on a number of participants where they hooked up the EEG cams, the galvanized skin response or GSR, as well as eye tracking, to see how it is that the brain actually reacts to opening text-based emails in an inbox versus an email that includes a video message. And a few interesting things came from that study. One was that as people were exposed to a traditional email inbox and started opening text-based emails that were related to work, they were immediately put into a negative mindset, which I'm sure we can all relate to, right? I very rarely get excited to open my inbox and start reading messages. And so it's almost like programmed in now that puts us into a negative mindset. And think about yourself sending these emails, or agents, brokers, or others within your business, right? If their prospects and clients are in a negative mindset when they're reading these messages, it doesn't help. But what they found was that when somebody opened an email with a video message and clicked the play button, they were actually put into a positive state of mind, one that was associated with joy and also relaxation. They found that processing the video message was much easier. It created less cognitive load, as they refer to, than reading the equivalent text-based email. Because let's be honest, reading is hard. And when somebody is reading through your message, they're actually getting more and more fatigued doing so. But when they click play and they hear a quick video from you, 30 to 60 seconds, delivering your information, they can sit back, they can listen. It doesn't generate the same kind of fatigue. And in fact, it puts them into a more positive state of mind, and they become more receptive to the information. What they also found was that the information delivered via the videos was more memorable than the information delivered via the text-based emails, which I think we can all kind of get, right? Because the use of visuals, seeing a real person, sometimes there's screen recording videos where you can actually show rather than just tell. All of these things come back to what can actually be a better experience for your recipient. But the great thing for us as account reps, as sellers, as agents, as brokers, is that it allows us to send these messages in ways that actually builds rapport, builds relationships, creates familiarity, keeps us top of mind, makes us more memorable. If your prospects can be clicking play and watching these micro moments of videos from you throughout a relationship with you, you very much stand out compared to others. And more we're seeing this to be a trend that we can pay attention to, and we can all get on right now to be ahead of the curve, because frankly, 2 or 3 years from now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, not another video message, right? Somebody's going to ruin it for the rest of us. But right now, this is an opportunity to be ahead of that curve and to be that one business who's taking the time to record and send videos to your prospects and clients. So in a nutshell, as you think about ways to use video in your own customer relationships, these are the different ways that you can be using it today. We talked about live video calls. We all know that. We don't have to belabor that point. That's what we call synchronous video or live video. And then ways to use asynchronous videos, which are these video messages, webcam recordings, and screen shares that I was alluding to. And I wanted to also visually represent up here on the screen the difference between a webcam recording and a screen share video, because these are both things that you can be doing today with freely available tools. Record and send a video message. You can record just your webcam to say hello, introduce yourself, explain an answer to a question, talk about a problem you're hoping to solve, letting them know what to expect in the upcoming meeting, whatever it happens to be. Or you can say, I want to share something on my screen. It could be something up on my website, up on a website or my web page. It could be a mortgage calculator. It could be a contract that you're walking through to explain it. It could be a review of their portfolio to show them how things are performing. I can hit the record button, share that on my screen along with my camera, walk through it. Could be a 1-minute video, could be a 5-minute video, whatever it happens to be, send it on over. And in fact, I'm actually using one of those tools right now. Well, it's Vidyard. It's a company that I'm with, and that's why I know so much about this, is we've got free tools to do this. And so what you're seeing right now is an example of a screen share that I've recorded and shared with all of you, but I could also just send this one-to-one to somebody as well. Now let's dive into the most important part of this. So hopefully you get a little bit of the why, a little bit of the what. But the big question that we all need to figure out is how. How do we take advantage of this in today's market? How are other financial services organizations taking advantage of the ability to record and send personalized video messages as part of their customer engagement processes? What's working? What's not? What's helping people elevate their results? Well, I want to walk through some of those ideas right now to give you a sense for specific use cases for these kinds of videos and some best practices that you may want to think about as you approach this within your own role or across your organization. Now, for anybody in sales, the first area that I want to talk about is engaging new leads and new prospects. Now, some of you out there as brokers, loan officers, agents, or wherever it is that you fit within financial services, you may be doing a little bit of prospecting yourself. You may be reaching out to individuals that you want to do business with, maybe to businesses that you don't yet have a relationship with. And in that case, sending something like a short video as opposed to just a text-based message and a phone call can have a really big impact. It can stand out. It can get you that attention you're looking for. It can spark a conversation and get them to lean in. Or if you are getting leads that are coming inbound, folks that are being shared with you to follow up with, again, starting off that conversation with a quick video message. So on their own time, they can get to know you, they get to see you, they get to hear you, and you become familiar and memorable. It can be a really impactful way. So that's the first use case for these kinds of videos in today's customer engagement process. How we engage new leads and actually enable them to meet us from the very first touch that we have with them. Now, in addition to allowing us to introduce ourselves and create that initial rapport, what this can also do is create a higher degree of confidence in your prospects or customers, because they're now seeing that you're willing to put in the effort. Right? I hear time and time again from sellers who have this feedback from potential clients who say, I'm so grateful that you're willing to put in the effort to make me these videos, or you really stood out from the other salespeople I was talking to because you took the time to make me these videos. But the funny thing is, it can actually be faster to make these videos than to type out a message, because all we got to do is hit record and talk naturally like we normally would. So we'll keep that as our little secret, because our prospects think we put a lot of effort into making these videos, into producing these videos for them. But it's really as simple as click to record, drop the link and the thumbnail image into the email and send it off. And we'll teach you how to do that at the end of this session. So this not only humanizes the process, creates that early rapport, creates a level of authenticity and trust, but it also kicks off the relationship on a much better foot than all the other communications that others are doing. I actually had a really interesting example of this myself in my own personal life. I don't think I have the slide here for it. No, so I'll just talk to it. Is that recently I was in the market to buy a new car. So I wasn't buying insurance or financial services, but I was buying a new car, which was also a very big initial investment. And after doing my research online, I submitted my information to 3 different dealerships. I filled in the form on their website indicating the kinds of thing I was looking for, what my criteria was, and to see if we could, have a further conversation, much like your leads would submit a form on your website and become an inbound lead for you. And in my case, this was a really interesting experience because 2 of those dealerships, I got back the usual auto response emails, right? Text-based, just like we saw on that previous slide, talking about, thank you very much for your submission. Click here to schedule a time to come to the dealership to meet with us, right? And if you think about it, at that point, I don't even know if they have something that meets my criteria, right? I don't actually know what they've got on the lot there. But they're basically, it's this sort of standard, book a meeting with us and let's see what we can do. Actually doesn't feel like the best use of my time yet. The 3rd dealership, though, this is what happened. An individual from there, within a couple of hours of me submitting the form, sent me an email. And there was a little bit of text in the email, but the hero of it was a video. It looked just like one of these up here on the screen. And it was a video with him in the camera view. And I could actually see behind him, there was a vehicle that I immediately recognized as something that might be a fit for me based on what I had put in. I was looking for an SUV at the time that would fit a family of 6. Yes, I'm one of those daring souls who has 4 kids. And he had a fairly large SUV in the picture behind him. So of course I clicked the play button. And he starts the video off, says, hello, it's Will here from dealership X. And thanks so much for your submission. I'm going to be your rep here. I want to introduce myself a little bit more personally through this video. And I wanted to confirm that we actually have a vehicle on the lot here that's very similar to what you submitted in the form. And I actually just wanted to quickly show it to you to give you a sense for what it's all about. And he actually took a couple of minutes with his camera. In this case, he was recording on his phone. And he actually opened it up, got inside, showed me where the USB ports were, gave me the really quick rundown of this real vehicle they had on the lot. And by the end of watching this video, I actually, my next step was I called in my other decision makers, in this case, my wife and my kids. I'm like, hey, everybody, check this out. And of course, they all watch it. And by the end of it, the kids were only asking one question. They're like, when can we get it, right? And it was this very different experience because all of a sudden now this sales rep at this dealership became a known face, almost became a friend to the family very quickly, but he was hyper trustworthy. He actually showed me he had something of interest to me, and I got to meet him without having to actually schedule an appointment or even leave my house. The other 2 dealerships, I didn't meet anybody until I actually went on site. And when I did, between you and I, they were exactly what I was expecting. Not good. So, a great little story there from my own experience of the simple power of following up with a video, putting in that effort, introducing yourself, showing them how it is that you can help. It's a game changer from sending a traditional text-based email. You get it. You understand it. I'll move on. Because that brings us to the next phase of ways that we see people using this in financial services. And that's all about using these short videos to deepen your client relationships. So you've got your portfolio of clients that you're working with. And often you need to send them a message, to ask a question, to follow up on something, to introduce them to a new product or service, to let them know that renewal time is coming up. Or maybe there was an interesting change in the market, like a rate change, that could impact or have a positive opportunity for them for their financial portfolio, whatever it happens to be. Think of all those countless times that you're like, okay, I've got to message this person or call them or try to schedule a meeting. Well, messaging them, traditional email, we talked about some of the downsides of that. Not very personal, it's nice and simple, but not very great. Trying to schedule a call or trying to make a call, you might be disrupting them, and you can try, but often you're not going to get that answer. And if you do, they're probably going to say, oh yeah, I'm kind of busy. Can we talk later? And if you try to schedule a live video call, you're probably going to lose some precious time. You're going to end up scheduling it a week or two out when your calendars can align. So you now have a fourth option. You can say, well, what if I send them a video? It's the best of both worlds. It allows you to be personal, to deliver your message, to show them something, but it allows them to receive it and watch it on their own time, just like the benefit of a regular email. So you can do everything from like pulling up a screen share to walk through, again, their portfolio, to walk through an answer to a question, to show them something. You can explain a topic that, again, just warrants additional information. Obviously, you don't need to do this all the time, right? I'm not going to say you should send a video every email, but there are all these cases where you pause and you say, would this be better delivered through a short video? And if it is, the tools are there to hit record it, and be on your way. Send it over via email, send it through a text, however it is you can deliver it. Building your personal brand. So not only one-to-one communications, but also using these videos as a way to continue to build your brand, to become familiar, to be memorable with your audience, with your clients, with your list that you might be managing as a financial professional. I see lots of financial services, agents, brokers, officers who are now sending out monthly quote unquote newsletters to their community, to their clients, to update them on things that are happening in the market, again, new product or service offerings, and so on. They're using their CRMs to do that. And instead of just having some written information or linking out to an article, what if that newsletter included a nice video with you? You said, hey, it's Tyler here from FinCo. Really hope you're having an amazing day and an amazing week, and you're getting ready for the upcoming holiday X. I wanted to reach out and let you know that there are some big changes happening in the market. You can have your screen up. You can be walking through something, right? Now, all of a sudden, you are literally showing up in their inbox. When they open that email, they see that thumbnail image with you in it. They click play. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, they get to see you, they get to hear you, and it's more or less like you're there. So this not only helps you get your information out in a different, fresh way, but it allows you to build your personal brand. You're no longer just that email address in their inbox. You're that real person. And it's a simple idea. But until now, for an individual to do that, it's been very difficult, right? Like making a video, uploading it, sharing it. But again, that's where the tools are there today to make it as simple, I promise you, as 3 clicks. Click to start recording, click to add it into your email, and click to send it off. So if you can do that, then these sorts of things start to make sense and allow you to stay top of mind, to be more engaging with your audience and build your personal brand, in addition to those earlier things of standing out, earning trust, and helping to educate. In terms of how you actually do this, there are a number of tools out there that can make this a snap for anybody out there, any business professional, whether you're in financial services or not, whether you're a tech company, whether you're a CEO, an account rep, a marketer, it doesn't matter. There are simple tools out there that now enable us to do this as business professionals. And yes, Vidyard is one of them. And of course, I'm intimately familiar with, and it's the space that I've been able to play in. And I've seen countless different individuals and businesses using this tool in different ways to accelerate how they do business. So like really quick, how you do this with a tool like Vidyard. And yes, you can sign up and use it for free. So I want you to, one of my calls to action out of this is going to be just go give it a try. So you can get comfortable with it, how it actually works. And then you can think about, okay, might this be something that aligns with how we do business or how our agents or others are going to communicate with their clients? But the gist of it is, you can install a tool like Vidyard as a browser plugin and as an extension to Outlook or Gmail, depending on what you use. There's also a desktop and a mobile app. They're all free. They tie back to the same account. And in any of those, as soon as you click on the button, you can be prompted to record whatever video you'd like to record, a webcam video, a screen share video, or a screen share with your camera turned on. As soon as you select that, 3, 2, 1, you record it. Deliver your message, whatever it is you need to say, and as soon as you're done, you hit the stop button. If you mess up partway through, you just hit the restart, start over again, no big deal. Now, as soon as you're done recording the video, the important thing is it's ready to be shared immediately. You don't have to upload it or deal with a big file, and that's where this stuff becomes really easy. You immediately have a thumbnail image for that video that's taken from the beginning of the video. It can be static or a dynamic one. And a link that's also linked behind the thumbnail image that when somebody clicks on it, it opens up the page for them to watch the video. Really, really simple. Now, the free version, you'll find it's basic and it's got the Vidyard logo on it and such when they watch the videos. But with the premium versions, that's where financial services companies and anybody else are able to get more control over the content experience. So if you use a tool like this, you try out the free version, get a feel for it, see if it works, and then you say, hey, this really works. I want to integrate this into my process. That's when you can then say, okay, let's try the premium version, which will now allow us to fully brand this for our business. So now when somebody clicks to watch the video, it's our logo on the page, it's our brand colors, it's our footer, it's our disclaimer at the bottom. And I've got my information about me as a rep. So it's got my phone number and so on right there on the screen. So all sorts of interesting ways that you can do that and customize that experience. And now this becomes a new way as part of your standard workflows of how you communicate with people. Need to send them something? Send them a regular email or record a video and send that via email. You can also send it through other channels because you've got a link that you can share directly however you want to, that when they click on it, it'll open up the video to play. So a few suggestions for next steps to take. If this piques your interest, if you're sitting there going, okay, Tyler, I get it. Like, why wouldn't we send videos as part of the way we reach out to our clients? How do we actually get going with this, and where can I dive further in to find some more best practices? Well, first of all, as I had mentioned, if you want to try this out yourself, you can sign up, go to vidyard.com, hit the sign up button, create an account, and you can record and send and share as many videos as you want. If you're not comfortable using it as part of your business account, use it with a personal account. Send videos to friends and family, or send videos from your personal email to colleagues to get a feel for it, for how it works. So that's available today. Go have at it, give it a try, and see what you think. If you'd like some more tips and best practices, feel free to connect with myself, Tyler Lessard, on LinkedIn. It's my channel of choice. You can go there. You can follow me. I share a lot of best practices. You can connect with me. And if you have any questions about this, if you want feedback, if you want to record a video and send it to me and ask for my feedback, I'd be more than happy to. I spend a lot of my own time as a video strategist, working with organizations to help them understand how to take advantage of video, and even individuals to get better themselves at creating and sharing video content. If you'd like a copy of these slides, just ping me again on LinkedIn, connect with me, let me know in your connection request that you'd like a copy of the slides. Or again, if there's any other resources that I can help to share, whether it be how to get more comfortable on camera or advanced techniques for using tools like Vidyard, more than happy to help out with that. So hopefully this gives you some new ideas, a fresh new perspective on how to use video, not just for live calls, but recorded video messages, recorded screen share videos as a way to communicate with your prospects and customers in ways that are more personal, more engaging, more trustworthy, more authentic, all of those things that come with putting yourself out there on camera when we can't always be there in person. So thanks again for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the content and learned a thing or two. And again, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any other questions to follow up, or you'd like feedback yourself on your own video content. Thanks so much, and I can't wait to see what you create. Take care. Bye for now.